Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the weekly Monday Motivation Podcast, No More Excuses. I am your host, Sandy Ballard, the Badass Business Coach. Thanks for being here and for listening and sharing my podcast with others. And if you're new, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Badass Business Coach, or you can search for my name, Sandy Ballard, Sandy with an I. And feel free to check out my website, badassbusiness.coach, for other worksheets, freebie worksheets, events, coaching tips, and ways to schedule a session with me, because that's what I do. I'm a coach, right? So, thank you again for being here. And thank you again. If you listened to last Monday's podcast, it was about accountability. I gave you tips in the podcast and in daily social media posts to help you keep learning how to hold yourself accountable so you can and will achieve your goals. We all need accountability to help us, and some people are better at holding themselves accountable than others, and I understand it's not always easy to do so. And that's why I love what I do, and I have a job because I can help people hold themselves more accountable. I also shared how there are consequences for not staying accountable, how I personally punish myself if I don't achieve a goal. So, you're staying accountable, you're holding yourself accountable, you have someone helping you hold yourself accountable. What else is there to do? And, well, considering this is the last week of June, the last 4 days, we have just a few days left in the halfway point of the year. There's still time to dig in and make progress. I know personally, I've been working hard on my next book, and my goal, which if you've been listening for a while, has always been to finish it by June 30th. I've got a ways to go, but I'm not giving up. I've just got to get it to the editor by June 30th. It'll probably be July 1st, which is Friday. I have, a light week with client meetings. So the rest of the week I blocked off, or blocked off sections each day to do work sprints, and just plain work on the book. Why not, I guess I could have scheduled more meetings, make more money, but as the image quote today says, if it's important to you, you'll find a way. And if not, you'll find an excuse. And it just so happened to work out that my weekly networking event is not happening this week because of coming up on 4th of July. And it's just a light week with people being on vacations and all that good stuff. So, I blocked out time to do whatever I could. I'm digging deeper to make this goal happen. So what are you working on that's important to you? I guess sometimes I'll admit when you're up against that wall called a deadline, it causes you and me to get super focused and get shit done. I don't like to always allow that to happen. I don't like to be up against a wall because you never know what's going to happen. If something else may happen, if something else distracts you, or you get sick, or I don't know, who knows? Somebody else gets sick and you need to take care of them. I don't like to do that, but I know that sometimes that's why you give yourself deadlines. But when you're up against that last, few days, I would tend to feel more stressed than I would be productive. But hey, here I am, and I knew I needed to block out the time, and I knew because I know I want to achieve this goal, and I found a way. What about you? At the end of each year, as I'm reviewing my clients' goals with them, and again, dig deeper at the halfway point, I always look for signs of, kind of giving up or them saying, well, there's always next year, right? Well, maybe, and maybe not. How many times have you said that? How many times have you said, well, there's always next year? How many times have you really wanted a goal, but you haven't achieved it? How many times have you given up? One thing I talk about with my clients is their goal sheet and to-do list, and that's nothing new to you veteran listeners, right? If there's something that has been carried over from day to day, week to week, month to month, I ask why. We talk about it. We make sure it's truly important, and so it does not get to that infamous, there's always next year. And so, now facing the halfway point of the year, what are you making progress on? If you're reviewing your goals and updating your to-do list, you'll notice those things showing up again and again. You'll recognize the things that aren't happening. And you should ask yourself why. I know I preach this regularly, And this, as I always say, is for both personal and professional goals. I've been asked that a lot lately. It's like, are you a life coach or a business coach? And I'm like, both, because they're intertwined. One affects the other. So, for example, if if your personal goal is to lose weight or get healthier in general, what's your plan? Are you tracking? Are you making progress? Because are you checking your progress and making progress? What are you doing each day? And if you aren't making progress, why? I've been tracking mine. I've talked about it off and on for years. I track my workouts. I track my calories. I started using MyFitnessPal, which is a little more in your face because you can see it blatantly tell you when you're over on your calories. And I'm like, okay. So yeah, I've been tracking mine lately, and I know why I haven't hit my goal. And I can decide if it's important to me or not. And if so, what am I willing to do? What am I willing to change? What am I willing to invest in myself and my health? Professionally, what's your goal? Could be a little one, could be a big one. Do you want to increase sales? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to launch a new product or service? Whatever it is, what's your plan? What will you do to achieve that goal? What action steps are you taking? I already mentioned what I'm doing. So for today and this week, like I asked earlier, what are you working on? Is it important enough for you to figure out a way, or will you find an excuse? Feel free to email me, direct message me. Again, my email is sandy@sandyballard.com. And if you aren't sure, you want to achieve it, but you just can't figure out how, or you're just coming up with excuse after excuse, please schedule a session with me today. Let me help you shift your mindset a little bit, maybe make a plan if you don't already have one, and let's get on track and finish this month and the first half of 2022 strong. All right, have a great week, a great productive week. Cheers.